Good morning, truckers. I'm Josh Jones. 7 new victims were found last night in the Graceland Cemetery. The newest slayings of the Clintonville slasher. Wait, hold on. It's just in. We have a video, apparently, of the Clintonville slasher, but I must warn you, viewer discretion is advised. It looks like we found his last victim. My name is Lurch Frankenrux, and I hide in the shadows of this small town. You are my latest victim. I am the Clintonville slasher. Yeah, go ahead. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Clintonville Slasher. I'm your host, Lurch Frankenwilks. I'm joined by Mr. CJ Bates of SBW Wrestling. CJ, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good. So, CJ, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Started wrestling when I was 18. I trained under Brian Ward, which was a graduate from the Hard Dungeon up in Canada. Did that for about 20 years before I kind of backed up a little bit on it. I still wrestle every once in a while. Played in a few punk bands, The Lurking Terror, Puke and Spit, and then been doing like strongman competitive right now, so competition. So
that's awesome.
Try to stay busy.
That's awesome. So what kind of got you into horror?
I just liked horror movies when I was a kid growing up, so
yeah.
Still like them. I just like really cheesy, bad horror movies.
B-rated horror movies are the best. What would you say your favorite horror movie is?
Dead Alive.
Ah, good movie.
I love Dead Alive, so
it is an awesome movie.
I like anything that's cheesy, dumb, most people would hate, but
right, those are my absolute favorite, dude. My absolute favorite. What has been your favorite wrestling match?
Favorite wrestling? Well, that's a hard one, man. I mean, there's ones for different moments, like for different reasons. I'd say like the most like kind of emotional, like meant the most to me was we did a SPW anniversary show, and it was me and Bobby Hart versus D-Torch and my friend Virgil Flynn that passed away. So that one always meant a lot to me because it was kind of like two older guys kind of passing the torch a little bit, but it was also like in there with a bunch of friends, and we beat the living shit out of each other. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That was probably the one that standed out the most, I guess, as just like means a lot now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Looking back, type of thing.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, what got you into punk rock?
My brother. My brother probably got me into punk rock. Yeah. I was like, I listened to a little more like metal and stuff like that. And my brother, I was a big Danzig fan. So I fucking loved Danzig. And I'd never heard of the Misfits or anything when I was like fucking 13 or so.
Right.
And my brother brought home a cassette and he's like, and I was like, what the hell's that? He's like, this is Danzig's first band, you dipshit. You know, making fun of me because I didn't fucking know. So the Misfits were kind of the first punk band I ever heard of, and kind of got that down that rabbit hole. So
right, yeah, the Misfits are amazing. What do you have a favorite horror punk band at all? I mean, name so many.
Well, I'll put it this way: my 2 favorite bands of all time are Cancer Slug and the Misfits. So, if you consider Cancer Slug horror punk, I guess.
I would.
I guess it would depend on. All right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they necessarily do or.
Well, they should, because
people do, but
they should. Cancer Slug is awesome.
Punk rock is punk rock to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if like I like the horror punk, I guess is what you want to call it or whatever. But to me, it's just punk rock.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's cool, man. What would be your dream match? Like, if you could wrestle in any match, who would you wrestle? Like, if you could wrestle anybody in the world.
Ultimo Dragon, man, hands down.
Really?
Well, I guess Mick Foley. Let's do a 3-way with Ultimo and Mick Foley.
That would
I'd
be
be happy with that.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That, oh my god, I can't even. That would be so fucking awesome. I
know they're two different sides of the spectrum, but they're two that, like, for me, heavily influenced me.
Right.
So, like, Ultimo, I was a huge fan of growing up, and Mick Foley to me is like fucking god. So,
yeah, I agree.
If I could wrestle those two guys, I'd be down as fuck.
Fuck yeah. So I asked this question to everybody that's on the show, but if you're stuck at a desert island, you can only take one band and one of their albums with you. Who you taking?
One band? I get the whole band to hang out with me?
Yeah. If you want to, you just steal the whole band.
Oh, fucking Cancer Slug.
Fuck yeah.
Alex's crazy ass would be so much fun to hang out with on a fucking desert island. He'd probably hate it because he'd have to put up with me, but fucking.
You guys would probably kill everybody that was stuck on the island with you.
Huh?
You guys would probably eat everybody that was stuck on the island with you.
Yeah, I'm alright with that. I only entertain Alex, so I don't give a shit.
That would be awesome. What has been the worst injury that you've ever sustained?
Fuck. I'd say the most painful was when I cracked my sternum.
Ugh.
That's probably the most painful. So, like, I like, literally could barely even get out of bed for about a fucking week before the shit stopped hurting.
Jesus.
Like, that was probably the most painful. I'd say the most scary stuff is more like concussions, shit like that, where you're like, you forget 3 fucking days.
Oh, my God.
Wake up in the hospital 3 days later, 4 days later.
Fuck.
I'd say that's probably the most scary, but most painful was definitely the sternum.
Ouch. I remember watching you wrestle. It was the first and only time I've ever seen you wrestle, and you were in a hardcore match with Cosmic River, and I watched. It was either you or him that fell off the top of the bleachers, like suplexed the other guy off the top of the bleachers. Do you remember that? That was like 15 years ago in McMinnville.
I remember the show. I don't remember all the details of it. I think that was the one where he also Cosmic puked under the ring.
Yep. Yeah, that was. It was the one where Al Snow was at. I think, Al Snow came and wrestled. Yeah. I forget.
Al Snow was there. I think D'Lo Brown was there.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And D'Lo, and I think, who else was there?
I can't remember.
Were the Gangsters there? Or was it?
I think it was just D'Lo and Al Snow. I don't remember if anybody else was there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That was a
while ago, man.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Shit like that. Too damn much.
Right. How long have you been playing music?
So I took drum lessons when I was 13. Mm-hmm. And then I bought a bass guitar when I was 15. And then my bass guitar got stolen. And I ended up getting a guitar when I was about 18. But my ass is a very, very slow learner. Mm-hmm. So it probably took me another, like, I probably couldn't play a fucking song until I was like 25.
Really?
Yeah, like, I've never been I'm stubborn, so I don't ever quit on anything.
Right.
But it always takes me a little bit longer to learn than most people do, so that's how I've always been. I just keep chugging until I get to what I fucking want to do, you know?
Right. So this one is from my son, who's been watching some of your matches on YouTube. He wants to know who would win in a wrestling match, you or John Cena.
Who would win in a wrestling match, me or John Cena?
Yeah.
Well, where are we doing this wrestling match at? Because if you're talking WWE, which it would probably have to happen, I bet you $100 John Cena wins.
Right. What if it's an SPW show?
Well, I guess I would have to win, huh? I can't let him walk into my backyard and whoop my ass.
Right, that's right. Walk me through the Weed Whacker match. How did that come about? How many have you done?
So 4? 5? I've been hit with it 5 times.
What the fuck? Whose idea was that?
So I remember seeing a video from, I think it was CZW. I think I was watching a clip from CZW, and I saw a guy do it, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Right.
And then the first time I did it was actually with Luster the Legend from Reno Scum.
Uh-huh.
So that was the first time I did it. And I was like, well, that shit ain't that bad. So I did it more often after that. And people remember it. People were like, why the fuck did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. People fucking remember that shit.
Yeah.
I did that. I did the first time with Legend, and I still run into people like, dude, I saw you fucking 15 years ago get hit with a weed whacker. And the shit heals pretty fucking fast. Where,
Yeah.
like, you do ladder matches, and people are like, you ever do a ladder match? And I'm like, yeah, I've done 1,000 of them, and they fucking suck.
Yeah.
They fucking hurt. You take months to heal, you get bruises everywhere. And I'm like, the weed whacker's fucking quick. You get fucking cut up, and it's gnarly as shit, and no one ever forgets it. So
Right.
it's like...
How do you win?
Like that... Huh?
How do you win?
How do you win a weed whacker match?
Yeah, whoever runs out of gas first, or...
Nah, it's the same thing. You just got a pin thing. You usually just fucking use it.
Oh, okay.
It's basically just a hardcore match. It's just a fancy name for it. But they're just being like, you can use a fucking whatever the fuck you want.
Weed
But
whacker.
you can do a death match or a hardcore match. You can use it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Well, that's true.
So I don't know if it's any more different than one thing or another, but
Right.
it's just it sells more if you actually put the weed whacker on the fucking flyer, I guess.
Because I was watching Tosh.0 and all of a sudden you popped up on there and I saw you guys getting weed whacked to half to death. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I know that guy.
So the Tosh.0 thing was actually a cage match.
Oh, was it?
So yeah, that was an SPW anniversary. So that was actually a cage match, and so my day job, I work at like a fucking recycling yard, right?
Right.
So that day we were like trying to think of some shit to do for the fucking match at night, and some guy brought in like 2 weed whackers, and we're like, can we get this shit started? Because I'll use them tonight. And we
Yeah.
ended up getting them fired up, and they actually worked. So we're like, well, this show just got fucking better.
Right.
And then I talked poor Hayashi into doing it with me, so we ended up. Next thing you know, there I am on Tosh.0 in my fucking underwear.
Yeah, I saw that. Wow, that's awesome. So what's next for you and SPW?
For me, as far as wrestling goes, I don't know. I just kind of like, if something pops up that entertains me, or you know what I mean, something I want to do, or the money's right, then I'll do it. I don't necessarily chase wrestling right now. SPW is still chucking along just like always. They just had their anniversary show, which was fucking insane. It was an awesome show. They actually broke their attendance turnout.
Wow.
So NorCal wrestling on a whole has been really, really solid right now. From Hood Slam to all the Bay Area promotions to SPW to APW, like the talent around here is really, really solid right now, and it's just getting better and better and better. And the training out here has gotten better and better and better. So I'd imagine that as long as it keeps going in that direction, they'll be good. And I don't see why it wouldn't. But for me, like for wrestling, I've kind of ran that path.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of guys that I don't want to take spots from if I don't have to.
Right.
If I can help them along, like I really like helping guys along. So if I can help out the younger guys, I like to do that. But for me right now, I'm really more focused on the strongman stuff. So I've just been trying to do that lately.
That's
Trying to
awesome.
get the national.
That's awesome. And where can people find you guys?
Where can the SPW or just me in general?
Both of you.
So if you just look up Supreme Pro Wrestling, you'll find it. It's pretty simple to find. Like I said, all the other NorCal wrestling stuff from APW to Hood Slam. There's promotions in Fresno. There's like, just look up independent wrestling in California and you will see all of those guys.
Awesome.
For me, it's just, I'm on Instagram, it's just cjay _Bates, BATES. And I just post all kinds of shit from music to fucking wrestling to my strongman stuff. So whatever I'm happen to be doing at the time, that's what I'll post on there. So.
Awesome. And if you guys are interested in following CJ and SPW Wrestling, all the links in the description will be dropped in the description box below. I want to thank you, CJ, for being here today. I have a few more questions, so don't go anywhere. And until next time, I'm Lurch Frank Wilkes. Stay fucking horror, and I'll see you next time.